Hello, audience. My name is Dawson. His name is Justin.
Hello.
And welcome to episode 8 of Recommendation Mondays. This is the show where Justin recommends me a movie, I recommend him a movie, and we go watch those movies and come back and review those movies. Now, it's your week, Justin, so that means you go first. So, what do you have in store for me today?
So the movie I'm giving you this week is one you actually wanted to see in theaters not too long ago, but we never got around to seeing it.
Can I guess? No, I'm not going to guess. I think I
Nah,
know it. I think I
it's
know what it is.
starring the boy who lived himself, and that
I knew it.
is Swiss Army Man.
I knew it.
hmm So Dawson,
Yay.
what are you giving me?
This is a movie that I watched a few months ago for the first time. I own it, actually, on the trilogy. It has to do with something that you actually kind of like, and that movie is Ocean's 11.
Once you said trilogy, I thought that's where you were going.
So I think that you're gonna have fun with that.
All
I think I'm
right,
gonna have fun with Swiss Army Man. So let's get started.
let's get right on into it. And we're back. So I just finished watching Ocean's 11, and Dawson just finished watching Swiss Army Man. So Dawson, how about you go first?
All right, so Swiss Army Man is about a hopeless man stranded on a deserted island, befriends a dead body, and together they go on a surreal journey to get home. Um, this movie stars Paul Dano and Daniel Radcliffe, and I guess Mary Elizabeth Winstead, if you want to count her, but she's kind of more or less just in pictures and imagination and stuff till I guess the very end. Um, I was really looking forward to seeing this movie. Me and Justin didn't get a chance to see it in theaters. We missed out on it. Um, and I thought it was very interesting. Just the trailers were very interesting. It just seemed like um, a good adventure. And while watching it, I was not disappointed. It's a lot of fun. It's very, very weird and crazy. Of course, the Swiss Army Man is played by Daniel Radcliffe. They nickname him Manny in the movie. And he has incredible abilities. He can, basically propel himself using his farts. He can he can start fires by snapping his fingers and like basically creating a spark. He can shoot water out of his mouth. Basically, he's using his spit glands and creating a water fountain. He can shoot projectiles out of his mouth. If you want to shove a bunch of rocks down his throat, he can shoot them out like bullets. I mean, he has so many. He's super strong. He's fire resistant, and he's the multi-purpose man. That's what they call him in the movie a few times. And you know, at the beginning of the movie, you see Paul Dano's character. His character's name is Hank, if I'm remembering correctly. He's about to kill himself because he's been on this island. He got into his boat kind of crashed and he was stuck on this island. And you see Daniel Radcliffe's character kind of get washed up on land. And this friendship kind of is tangled within some lies and stuff. But Daniel Radcliffe's character is this it's hard to explain because they don't really explain what he really is. But the Paul Dano's character has to use Manny to get home, to get them home. Daniel Radcliffe's character has no clue who he is. He has no memory, but it's like Hank is trying to teach Manny what it is to be a human, what he's missing out on, what he needs to remember. And you kind of see these two, become acquaintances, become friends, I guess kind of fall in love. And, it's just a very strange story. I can see why it's not for everybody, but I love that there's so much comedy in this movie just because, Manny, Daniel Radcliffe's character, he is kind of a child. He can't move himself around. He can't. His body does not function that way. People have to use him in certain ways. People have to carry him, move his arms. He has to turn his head. You know, he doesn't blink. He doesn't eat. He doesn't use the bathroom. He doesn't sleep. Um, I mean, they said kind of in the synopsis that he's a dead body. That's more or less what he is, and that's what everybody thinks he is once they get back to society. But he does something at the very end. But it's kind of heartwarming. It's super weird. It's not for everybody, but I really enjoyed it and just thought it was a movie I've never seen before. And I don't know if we'll ever see it again because it's so particular that if anybody tried to make a movie like this, they would just be copying it. It's just that crazy and weird, and I'm still processing some of the things I saw during this movie because I don't even know if it would change a second viewing how confused you might be watching this because it's just so open-ended and weird, and the movie ends at such a weird point. Like, it's not weird, like they kind of they tie up all the strings that you kind of need, but the send-off of Manny and then the end card, it was just like super abrupt. You felt like there's more, but honestly I don't know where else they could have pulled this movie without making it completely like even more ridiculous than the ending was, because the ending was kind of like, this guy's freaking crazy, talking about Paul Dano's character Hank. This guy's crazy. Like, maybe everything that we've seen during this movie is not real. Like, this never happened. It's all in his head. He's just been carrying around this dead body. But at the end, you find out that it's not just a dead body. This all still happened, but it just, I don't want to say too much. I still think it's anybody out there that even has any want in the world to watch this movie, sit down and watch it because it's an experience. Watch the movie. That's all I can say. Justin, what did you think about Ocean's 11?
So Ocean's 11 is a movie. The synopsis is Danny Ocean and his 11 accomplices plan to rob 3 Las Vegas casinos simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
This has one of the most impressive casts I've seen in a movie in a long while. It's got George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Julia Roberts, Matt Damon, Don Cheadle, and a lot of other people sprinkled in between.
It's called the best casted movie of all time.
I would not disagree. There was basically 11 main roles to fulfill, plus like some other supporting characters, and each person was a pretty notable actor.
Yeah.
So that's pretty impressive that they got some people signed on to do this movie.
3 of them.
Yeah.
That's 3 of them, and this is
there's
a
prequel coming.
Yeah.
Anyways, I like a good heist movie. Like, I liked Ant-Man. I like Now You See Me. So I like a good heist movie. And this did not...
21.
21, yes. This is not... As I was saying, this did not disappoint. There was... Basically, throughout the whole movie, I like when... This is, like... The formula of a lot of heist movies is, like, explain the plan and, like, showing it going down as you explain it. Mm-hmm. This movie kind of did that, but they were showing, like, basically, like, them training to do it when they're talking about it, which...
Yeah.
Is, I think, a better way to do the formula, and it's a bit a different take on it, so that was cool. I thought this movie had a lot of interesting twists. Like, they had, like, one formula plan set out, and it was, like, at the, like, while they're going through it, basically the plan was Danny Ocean was not going to be there for the actual heist, but then you see him join them along the way. And I thought that was a pretty good twist to it, because like you're told one thing, but you got something else. And of course, George Clooney is the main character, so of course he'd be there for the heist. And I just thought it was pretty goddamn good. Like, it's weird with heist movies. Like, technically speaking, they're the bad guys, especially in this situation, because like they're not robbing from like like bad people. They're robbing from a casino, which is some people might find like
I
gambling
mean,
immoral, but
yeah, casinos are
casinos for what they're worth are legal businesses. So I mean,
profiting on the percentage of win and lose, which is not even 50-50 because half their games are rigged like the grocery store claw machines.
that
I
is
mean, that's
true.
more or less what gambling is. It's not even 50-50. It's more or less like it's like 30 fucking 30-70 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's like you're not guaranteed to win, but yeah, that movie is really good.
Um, and at the end of the day, the heist is successful. I mean, kind of obvious it is, considering there's two more movies.
Mm-hmm.
Danny Ocean does go to prison, but not for the heist because somehow he went against his parole. But I mean, he only got like up most of like 6 months in jail.
He'll be out,
So he got out at the end of the
obviously.
movie. Him and Julia Roberts drove away, and it was a pretty good movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because George Clooney and Julia Roberts' character used to be married. That's
Mm-hmm.
where she kind of falls into place. Is that when he went to jail so many times for all these heists and all these whatever, and she got tired of it and divorced him. But they kind of have a rekindling during the movie
Mm-hmm.
throughout there, more towards the end. But um, they're always at like each other's throats throughout the entire movie, from what I remember. Then at the end, you kind of they come back together and they're all the three main characters. Kind of it's Brad Pitt, Julia Roberts, and George Clooney, and Matt Damon. I guess Julia Roberts is not really a main character, but they're
She's like
all
a
in
step
it.
up from supporting character.
Yeah, but Matt Damon, George Clooney, and Brad Pitt are in all of the movies, and it's just a great cast. And they work together so well.
Yeah, this is the second movie I've seen that has both Julia Roberts and George Clooney. The first I saw was Money Monster. I saw it earlier this year, and they just work really well together.
Mm.
So I think they're a good combo, and I thought that helped this movie out pretty well. I,
Mm-hmm.
I just it was enjoyable, and it's a pretty noble film. Most people have heard of it, and most people have seen it. I of course haven't seen much, so it was a first watch for me, but I thought it was good, and heists are fun.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
There, it's very fun.
Um, ratings?
Um, so Swiss Army Man, a fun time. I think everybody should give it a shot, but no, it's not for everybody. But still, watch it. I'm gonna give Swiss Army Man uh, an 8.
And I think I'm going to do the exact same for Ocean's 11. I'm going to give that an 8 as well. And would you recommend Swiss Army Man?
I kind of already did. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of a thumbs in the middle for some people, but I would personally recommend it to anybody that wants to watch it.
hmm And I say the same for Ocean's 11. It is a good watch, and it is definitely a recommendation.
Yeah.
Um, any final words?
Bum 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 bum. I seen that. It's actually it's really it's not even bum. It is bum 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 bum, but it's a song about popcorn. Is what they're singing. It's popcorn. It's like pop 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 popcorn. Like you find out in the movie, but yeah, there's so much good music in the movie too. I forgot to mention that. So much good music. They sing all the fucking time. It's great. All
Uh-huh.
right, sign us off.
So that's pretty much it for us, guys. Like, thank y'all for watching. Join us. Actually, on our channel, there should be a review for Doctor Strange because this goes up on Mondays, and we plan on seeing it tomorrow. If not, then it should be up shortly. But join us Thursday for Throwback Thursday. It is my pick. I'll try to find something good to watch. And until then, we'll see y'all later.
Bye.